Sorry about that. I am back. Something happened, and I can't edit. My bad. But yeah, I'm back. We're in the middle of a murder trial. Well, if what he threw wasn't a pistol, then it had to be something else. Probably the knife, right? At least one person on the defense team seems to be thinking. Ugh, I'll wipe that smile off your pretty face, Gavin. Perhaps you can inform the court as to the nature of this as something else. What did the killer throw away before fleeing the scene? The knife, right? Is that a sword? I saw one of those on the late-night movie last night. Great, a sleep-deprived judge. This knife was found at the scene of the crime, with the defendant's prints on it. His prints! This single piece of evidence proves two important things. One, that what the defendant threw down wasn't a pistol. Two, that the defendant wasn't wearing gloves. Indeed. Our forehead. You're forgetting two other things you've just proven. Huh? One, that the man the witness saw was the defendant, Mr. Walkie-Kataki. Two, that the defendant was holding a knife with the intent of harming the victim. Oh. Indeed. Never underestimated Gavin in the lesson here. This court is of the opinion that our witness is fond of making assumptions. In that light, I believe it would behoove us to hear about what really occurred. With less assuming, please. It is always the same with you people. Mark left the house on foot, and 5 minutes later his brother left after him. How long would it take for Mark's brother to catch up to him? Assuming that Mark never had to stop for a traffic light. Assuming. Yes, that's what I said, assuming. As if that were a problematic situation at all, or a probable situation at all. Yet here you are, assuming that my assumption is no better. What this court assumes is that the witness will testify as to what happened after the shot was fired. I could not prevent the killer from leaving the scene, nor could I simply leave the scene in good conscience. Ergo, I used my cell phone to call the police. Until the police arrived at the scene 10 minutes later, I saw no one else. Why didn't you chase the killer? He was, as you say, a killer. Of course, you could have run him down, yet what would he have done when cornered? Sadly, it takes more than an aptitude for solving quadratic equations to know that... Did the testimony earlier not prove the defendant's presence at the scene? And do we not also now know that there was no one else there? It seems clear that we have our killer. Does it not? Does it not, Mr. Justice? Better find a way to take this testimony down quick. I cannot prevent... Oh, I'm not even there. Which way did the killer run? By that time, it was clear the killer had noticed me. Naturally, he ran in the opposite direction. That would mean he ran in the opposite direction from the Kentucky mansion. Don't even think about pointing out that he was going away from his home. All he had to do was loop back once he was out of sight. Ugh, how did he know that's where he was going? Nor could I simply leave the scene in good conscience. You were certainly composed for someone who had just witnessed a killing. If one is to devote one's life to the pursuit of science, one must never flinch at the sight of a little blood, nor be so moved by chemical discovery that one drops one's flask upon the labyrinth floor. Oh, cool answer. Very cool. Huh. So nothing strange about how he acted. Tracy looks like she has something to say. Ergo, I used my cell phone to call the police. Oh, it's this one, isn't it? It's this fucking cell phone. Wasn't your first thought to call an ambulance? It can be said that I have dabbed in medicine. The injury I witnessed, namely a single shot to the head, tends to result in death. Ergo, there was no need for me to call an ambulance. Oh, perfect syllogism. A proof in 3 parts, exquisite, simply exquisite. He actually looks like he's gonna cry. Until the police arrived at the scene 10 minutes later, I saw no one else. Wait, I can examine this, right? 10 minutes later. Wait. Oh, the watch is broken, isn't it? Is the watch broken? What was the time of death? 10 p.m. What does this show? 9:45? It's like before. This phone definitely has something to do with something. I can tell you that for sure. I think it's his. Can you tell us in detail about these 10 minutes? I stood in a state of heightened awareness. Anything could happen at any moment. Anyone could appear from any direction. Is that all? No one came. Nothing happened at all. I saw it all. But just to say, I saw nothing. It was late at night. It's not odd to think there would be few people around in the park. So we just stood there watching? Not much to go on there. Dude, what? Trucy, if you've got something to say, by all means, say it! Ugh, I can't find a single problem with that testimony. Had enough at last, her forehead? Maybe it's time to back off a bit? No. The defense still has some questions that demand answers, Your Honor. Your opinion, Prosecutor Gavin. I'll let him play attorney until he's satisfied, I say. I will amuse myself by composing my next smash hit in my head. Very well. You may continue with the cross-examination. Could you actually not prevent it? Alright, let's look at People Park, right? So that's where the car accident happened, right? The murder happened right there. You truly could have. Objection! The music don't stop. I'm sorry, but I can see nothing faltered. Unfortunately, I will have to penalize you, Mr. Justice. No, please. Ugh, I must be on the wrong track. Oh, wait, okay. Here, what if I press everything again? What if after seeing everything, I can do it again? Which way did the killer run? By that time, it was clear, naturally, you're in the obstruction. Some of us have glamorous careers we'd like to get back to this month, or forehead. They don't have enough to put Walkie away yet. Should I back off for now? Yeah. There's nothing fishy about that testimony at all. It appears there are no objections to the witness's current testimony. There are any number of ways to explain the lack of prints on the pistol, I assure you. Perhaps the killer really was wearing gloves, which wiped the previous user's prints off. Then, after the deed was done, this fell out of his pocket as he was throwing the gun away. A mistake befitting of a small-time punk, in my opinion. No. No! It seems we've come to the end of the line here. No, that can't be all. Unfortunate. It seems that you weren't cut out to stand on the same stage as me. Is Trucy like one of those fae people? Is she gonna... Is Mia gonna come here? Or you, or a forehead? I believe that brings the cross-examination to a close. This court will now declare a verdict for the defendant, Walkie Katage. Hold it! Eek! Oh shit. Trucy? Nobody move. What's the meaning of this? Who are you? There'll be no verdict in this court, not yet. Wait, are you one of the Katakis? The Katakis? You mean the notorious gangsters? You don't want to see me give the pretty little girl a new smile and do as I say. Join the court for 20 minutes. Court, my bad. What? This court will not bow to pressure from the likes of... Judge. I see a little point in further aggravating this gentleman. Alright. Recess. 20 minutes. Or I promise you, you'll be ready. Is that Phoenix? Wait! How did he disappear so fast? Magic. Was it magic? It was Phoenix, wasn't it? Come to the defendant lobby, Apollo. I suppose I have no choice but to adjourn for a 20-minute recess. Bailiff, catch that mysterious man. To be continued. To be continued. 20-minute recess. Okay. June 16th, 11:17 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 2. Trucy! Trucy? You move quick, Apollo. Good show, good show. Trucy, you're okay. I thought... Don't cry, Apollo. Those good-for-nothing gangsters. There are some things you just don't do. I'm pressing charges. Wait, just calm down, Apollo. Or else... Oh, what the heck is that? Surprised? This is one of my best tricks, the amazing Mr. Hat. You look... Oh, you look marvelous, darling. He's a big hit on stage at the Wonder Bar. Yes, I am a big hit. Well, what do you think? Do you like it? You mean you... Trucy, there's some things you just don't do. I'm pressing charges. Apollo, now is not the time to be threatening me. It's you who's being threatened here. Huh? Remember what you said to Waki's father yesterday? You promised you'd save his son. But the testimony was rock solid. What are you suggesting I do? Look, once the judge declares a verdict, it's all over. If I can use my talent to stop that from happening, I will. Tracy, no more staged abductions, please. I'm not talking about magic at all. I know when the witness isn't confident. I can perceive what he's feeling. It might not mean anything, but it's all we've got. You can see what he's feeling? Think back, Apollo. Think back to the times when there was a contradiction in his testimony. All the times. All the times there was a contradiction. I remember. Well, I think I remember, I'm sure. There were 2 times when he made statements he wasn't confident in. And each time there was a contradiction. His hand he held. Yes, a pistol. I was pointing at the man pulling the stand. Tossing the pistol aside, he fled from the scene. He said the man tossed aside a pistol. But it turned out he wasn't sure. And sure enough, there was a contradiction. Well, that's true, but how does that help us? Didn't you notice anything? Whenever he made a statement he wasn't confident in, he displayed a certain habit. When he looked up from his book, yes, hand he held. Yes, a pistol. I was pointing at the man pulling the stand. Did you see it? The very moment he said the word pistol, his fingers got all tense and he fiddled with the corner of a page in his book. How am I supposed to see that? Well, I could see it. How else do you think Daddy went 7 years without losing a game of poker? What? I always sat next to him during his big matches. I could see what his opponents were feeling. You mean that's how Mr. Wright won all those games? It's not cheating officially. I wasn't looking at their hands or anything. I wasn't there all the time either. Daddy's quite good at poker after all, but not good enough to go undefeated that long. Great, so he cheated. But what does that do for us? I don't believe this. You have to listen to this testimony one more time. No, scratch that. You have to watch his testimony. Perceive the truth. Watch a testimony. Perceive the truth. The only thing I'm perceiving is that I'm going to lose. Not true. Daddy said so. He said you have the power, Apollo. Mr. Wright said that. Watch the testimony. Perceive his true feelings. Is she serious? Time's up. Sorry, I can't think of any other way out of this one, Apollo. What was that she said before the trial started? Huh? Mr. Wright's not here today? He said that his old foot injury was acting up. Yes, he smiled when he said we'd be fine as long as you were there, Tracy. Is this what he meant by us being fine? Well, methods aside, she did avoid one guilty verdict already today. Time to show this court what I'm made of. Get ready for justice. Let's do it. Apollo. You know, I'm starting to think I can do this. I knew you could do it all along. Oh, one more thing. Try to cover for Mr. Hat as best you can. I just flew in from the coast, and boy, are my arms tired. Right. June 16th, 11:40 a.m. Actually, that was 23 minutes. District Court, Courtroom number 4. Court is now back in session. Right, we're fine. I'd like to say to the young lady standing next to you, Mr. Justice. Oh, you mean me? Don't you have anything to report? Anything concerning the mysterious phantom in the silk top hat? Right, him. Don't worry about him. I settled that. You settled that? Yes, it was an out-of-court settlement. Right. Perhaps Follian would have us believe it was nothing more than a passing dream. A fantastic illusion. Now you see it, now you don't. Am I right? I think he's onto me. I wish he would stop being so cool. Let us dispense with these niceties. Niceties? I don't know. And get straight to the matter. What are your plans for a gifted witness? Oh, what are your plans for a gifted witness? Right. The defense would like to request another cross-examination. But because I forgot to ask something. There was no issue with the witness's previous testimony. I will grant your request, however, but this court will not permit stalling for time. Understood, Your Honor. Don't forget, Apollo. When he isn't sure about something, he has a habit of fiddling with his book. Like right now? Dude. I should not prevent the killer from leaving. I could not prevent the killer from leaving the scene. Nor could I simply leave the scene in good conscience. Right there. Ergo, I used my cell phone to call the police. It's there. Until the police arrived at the scene 10 minutes later, I saw no one else. I knew it. It's a cell phone. I'm not sure I'm qualified to watch testimonies after all. Focus, Apollo. Find his weak spot. Focus. If only it were that easy. My ears hear what he's saying. My eyes see his expression. Do I have to do something more? What other senses do I have? Use your nose, Apollo. What's this? My bracelet? What's going on? My bracelet feels different somehow. I think he was right. You can see it, can't you, Apollo? You're almost there. Find the weak spot in his testimony. I know this sounds crazy, but my bracelet's trying to tell me something. I already know it's the phone. So you called immediately after witnessing the murder? The police undoubtedly have a record of the call. Why not check with them? Wait, Apollo. This has to be it. Wait, you mean his habit? Don't forget, Apollo. When he isn't sure about something, he has a habit of fiddling with his book. The only time he even had the book open was here. Which means this is the place to look for this habit. I don't know how I know, but I know. Know what? It's my bracelet. It's different somehow. I can feel it reacting to something about the witness. Your bracelet? I'm not sure I get this focus stuff you were talking about, Tracy. But I have a feeling that trusting my bracelet is the way to go. Okay, I just need to touch my bracelet with triangle as it reacts to the testimony. What's going on? I can see the witness's face. His expression so clearly, it's filling my mind. I can see nothing else, hear nothing else. Apollo? Tracy, what's happening to me? This is what I meant by focusing. Focusing. In this state, you can see everything, Apollo. Everything the witness does. That's great, but this is kind of freaking me out. Just look for Mr. Stickler's twitch. His habit, you remember it, right? Sure, when he says something he's not sure if he fiddles with the page of his book. You got it. Right now, you're looking at the witness's face. If your eyes are sort of bugging out, I'll bet they are. Firstly, move your focus of attention down to Mr. Stickler's hand. His hand? You know what to look for now, but you have to be looking at the right place. She's right. You can only see his face like this. Time to try changing my viewpoint. Perfect. Now you're really ready. Ready for what? Ready to perceive the truth behind the twitch. Proceed. Try listening to the witness talk as you focus. And watch for his habit. Right. You mean when he fiddles with the page? That's right. That's your signal to look closer. To perceive with triangle. Find his weak spot, and I guarantee we'll be able to give him the royal flush. Spoken like a true pokerhead's daughter. I'm a magician, thank you very much. So I have to pay attention to his words, and his fingers. Don't worry if you miss it, you can always try again. Right. Look out, nervous twitch, here comes justice. Ergo, I used my cell phone to call the police.
Gotcha!
Apollo, that's not it. Huh? Oh, I guess I'm kind of lost here. Remember his habit. He fiddles. Oh, okay. Where's he saying right when you see his fingers twitch is the key? Okay, so I have to watch for his fingers to move. Got it. And don't worry about getting it perfect your first time. You can always try again. Oh, there we go.
Gotcha!
Wait. I saw it just now. I could see it. Mr. Justice, you have something to say? I don't know. This is his phone. All this baby of discs is quite bad for my circulation, you know. Mr. Stickler, allow me to ask you a simple question. Why did you fiddle with the page of your book just now? The very moment you mentioned your cell phone. What are you talking about? I'm curious now about this cell phone of yours. Mind if I ask a few questions? What to ask? Mr. Stickler, please show me your cell phone. Why? Whatever for? Show me, and you'll find out. Well, I can't. I don't have it, you see. You don't have it? Mr. Stickler? Is this your cell phone? Yeah! Where did you get that? That's the phone from yesterday. Look, a cell phone. Someone dropped it beneath this tire. If the car moved, it would be crushed for sure. What if it belongs to the doctor here? How strange, Mr. Stickler. Can you explain why your cell phone is sitting here in my hand at this very moment? Wait a minute. What is the meaning of this? This cell phone was found yesterday. In the Maractus Clinic garage. The Maractus? Why, that's where the victim lived. Yark! That's impossible. Mr. Stickler, you lied to the court, didn't you? If your cell phone is here, how could you have called the police? Oh, it's true. I didn't have my cell phone that night. That is why it can be said that I called the police from a public payphone. A payphone? So you didn't call on your cell phone after all. Just where was this payphone located, Mr. Stickler? Well, to indicate it with a startling high degree of accuracy, it was right around here. That's quite a ways from the park. But why did you lie? There can be only one reason. He didn't want the court to know he had lost his cell phone, because it was found in the victim's garage. What are you saying? Mr. Stickler, you broke into the Maractus Clinic garage on the night of the murder. This cell phone tells all. But that's ridiculous. That makes it sound like I snuck into this fellow's garage to commit some crime. As though I were trying to kill him. Well, Dr. Maractus was killed that night. Well, yeah, yes, but no. This line of reasoning has to be against the rules. Yes, it's true, I lost my cell phone. But you can't prove that I lost it that night. Well, Mr. Justice, that cell phone was dropped the night of the murder. It does raise considerable suspicions as to a connection with the crime. Now's your chance, Apollo. Connect Mr. Stickler to the crime. Oh, he's already connected enough. I just have to prove it. Well, do I have a piece of evidence that can do the job? Can I prove the cell phone was dropped on the night of the murder? Can I? Is it the date? That's not a date, that's a time. Can I? I don't think I can. I don't have any evidence. If only I had some evidence and make this whole thing a lot easier. Care to explain the lack of confidence smeared across your face, Mr. Justice? Go for it. I think it should be clear by now. No evidence means no case. I guess this is it then. Time to go for broke. The evidence that proves the cell phone was dropped on the night of the murder is it the cell phone itself? Oh, yeah.
Take that!
That's the side view mirror. As it so happens, Dr. Marcus's car was in an accident that took place that night of the murder. An accident? An accident. It happened a little after 9 p.m., just outside People Park, our murder scene. Dr. Marcus's car hit a pedestrian. Well, what are you trying to say? From the absence of a mirror, it's clear that the car was parked after the accident, which means it was parked there after 9 p.m. on the night of the murder. If your cell phone had been dropped before the car was parked in that garage, then it would have been crushed. After all, it was lying on the ground right under the wheel. Ergo, Mr. Stickler, the only time you could have dropped this in that garage was after 9 p.m. the night of the murder in the park. Mr. Stickler, you know what this means. You did break into the victim's garage that night. This is the most unexpected. Mr. Justice, are you naming the witness as a suspect in the murder of Pal Maractus? No, stop. This is too much. This can't be happening. Prosecutor, say something. I suppose it is worth saying this. No connection has been found between Wesley Stickler and Pal Maractus. That is, other than this. I believe our next testimony will be our most revelatory. Is the witness prepared? Yes, Your Honor. I know that face. That's the face of guilt. Did he do it? What? Did he do it? That night. Yes, I went to the supermarket. I must have dropped my cell phone on the way back. And when I was walking... Wait. Is that... Was that him fidgeting with the pages? And when I was walking through the park, I happened to witness the crime. I saw the killer, the victim, the stand. Oh, as clear as day. It was him. I saw the defendant at the scene. Yes, but your cell phone was lying in a garage. Ah, yes, well, as you can see, my model's cell phone has a defect. It is given to rolling. It's quite a pain when I drop it alongside the road, you know? It looks like a normal cell phone to me. In any case, Mr. Justice, to cross-examination, please. That's funny. My bracelet didn't react at all during the testimony. His nervous habit must not be acting up. I didn't sense anything either, actually. Looks like you're on your own this time around. Right, no problem. I hope. Here comes justice. That night? Yes, I went to the supermarket. At 9? So you went shopping, which means you were holding a grocery bag when you witnessed the murder taking place. Eh? Well, yes, of course. Incidentally, the prosecution has received no report of this domestic detail. Mr. Stickler, can you explain yourself? No, I mean, yes, I did go shopping, really. I walked around the supermarket, trying out the free samples. It's a deeply spiritual time for me. I'm sure the store clerks would disagree. Do you think sampling free food counts as a religion? In any case, that night, I sampled to my heart's content, and it was on my way back home, yes. I must have dropped my cell phone on my way back. That's when you passed in front of the Marcus Clinic. Why, yes, that's correct. There's a pretty suspicious pause there. Mr. Stickler, do you think you could be a bit more specific? Please show us the exact route you took that I demurred. Of course. Supermarket is here, along the main road. My way home from there, takes me past the Marcus Clinic. Wait. Wouldn't you have witnessed... God damn it. I don't know at what time it was stolen. This is probably when I dropped my cell phone. Yet, woe is I walked on, unaware of my loss. And walked right into that fateful park. And when I was walking through the park, I happened to witness a crime. Which entrance did you enter the park from? Well, to be exact, one might say that I went in from the entrance closest to the Marcus Clinic. The same entrance our victim used. Did you notice anything when you entered? Wheel marks from a noodle stand, for instance? I have no recollection of such a thing, no. Yet, though I might have missed the tracks, I could not miss what happened next. I am a keen observer of the obvious, you might say. I saw the killer, the victim stand. I saw the killer, the victim, the stand, all as clear as day. This part of the testimony is the key, I know it. Should I press him about the killer, the victim, or the noodle stand? The noodle, yeah. Do you happen to remember the noodle stand? Quite well, yes. For a student of the sciences, keen observation and healthy curiosity are vital. I remember everything. I could even read the sign. I believe it said... noodle. Yes, that was it. For remembering something quite well, it's going to take a while to tell us. Let me just, Was this guy backwards? He was behind it. He was behind the cart. Oh, he was on this side. Wait, so the killer would have... It would have been his left side. Oh, it would have been his left side! Oh! And thank you for telling us that a noodle stand sells noodles. Very enlightening. Well, Mr. Justice? What about that sign? Could that be important? Very important. So the sign on the noodle stand said noodle. It appears the defense has just obtained a vital piece of testimony. Is this noodle stand's broth really that delicious? I'll have to go sample the wares one of these days. I think that's worth adding to the testimony as well. Humph. Whatever sort of noodles that stand sells, they can't match up to IVU's cafeteria. Some apply to the school merely for a taste of our smart noodles. I wouldn't mind a taste of that myself. I even remember the sign on the stand the victim was following. It said noodle.
Objection!
And you're absolutely sure the sign read noodle? Why, just last week my professor offered me this praise. At least you have good eyesight, Stickler. I'll give you that. Oh, this guy's an idiot. It read, without a doubt, noodle. I see. What? Why are you looking at me like that? Is that pity I see in your eyes? Let's take a look at our map, shall we? So you're claiming that when you saw the sign, you were standing here, was it? Although it would have been a bit hard to read the sign from this spot. You think so? Mr. Stickler, I'd like you to please take another look at the stand, and to carefully read what the sign says. El Doom. See, the sign actually states the name of the stand's owner. El Dooms. El Doom. Inconceivable! I'm certain it was definitely noodle, for sure. Positive. I'm afraid your professor was wrong about that eyesight. I wouldn't be so quick to jump to that conclusion. The sign he saw changes everything. The witness says the sign said noodle. And he saw it right. What would you say if I told you that there is one spot from which the sign would be read the way Mr. Stickler claims? What? Mr. Justice, show me the spot. The witness actually viewed the stand from this location. Wait, what? What's this? Well, it says noodle here. It would be here. The witness was standing here on the opposite side. How do you know that? When viewed from the south, the sign on the stand reads Eldoons, as we know. However, observe the other side of the stand. Oh, this side says noodle. Exactly. The name of the stand is split between the front and back signs. Mr. Stickler, you lied to the court. You witnessed the crime from the northern side of the park, not the south. Yeah, you got me. So what? So what? What does it matter if you saw the killing from the north or the south side? It makes no difference at all. He's right. Jump far enough to the south and you will end up going north. Viewed on a global scale, directions are utterly without meaning. Actually, maybe he's right. What does it change? It changes so much. It changes everything, Apollo. Exactly. Tracy? Remember his testimony from before. Though, to be honest, I'm a little scared of where this is leading. The killer and the victim are facing each other here. Then, at the moment the killer raises his weapon, Mr. Stickler shouts, at which point the victim turns his head to look, and the killer fires his pistol, which here goes through the right side. That's why the bullet hit him in the right temple. No contradictions, right? Right. But if Mr. Stickler was standing on the north side of the park, that reverses the whole scenario. Completely. If Mr. Stickler shouts from where he is now, and the victim looks in his direction, and go through the left side of the temple, the bullet would have to hit his left temple. Ah! Ah! In other words, someone standing at point K couldn't shoot the victim in his right temple. It's impossible. That's right. So, now that we know that Mr. Stickler was standing on the northern side, the wound location takes on an entirely different meaning. Indeed, you're absolutely correct, Fraulein. What meaning? The injury wound was on the right side of the victim's head, correct? Well, the right side of the victim's head is north. North. Ah! But that's where the witness, Wesley Stickler, was standing. Correct. So if he was standing to the north, then the only person here who could have shot the victim in the right temple was Mr. Stickler himself. Yo! Like Tom. No, was it Jerry? Whatever one's a cat. It's Jerry. Order, order, order! Wow. The apple didn't fall far from the tree. She flipped this whole case on its head while I was still figuring it out. Clarify 1 point for me if you would, her forehead. What now? Are you truly accusing this college student of murder? Well, I can't say he exactly looks innocent, but something still doesn't feel right. I just can't picture him as the real killer. No, please, look aside, I'm really a nice guy. All my friends say so. I don't know what to do when he's doing that. Looks like he's singing. Let's hear what the defense... Oh. Let's hear what the defense has to say. What are you going to do now, Justice? Should I really accuse Mr. Stickler? Yeah, he stole the panties. I don't think Winston Stickler is a killer, but he's not innocent either. His unusual silence tells me that much. Mr. Stickler, you seem unusually quiet. Tell us why now. Oh wait, yeah. Because, the trash can was totally right where he was standing. The word confession isn't in my dictionary. This girl forehead. I'm afraid it falls to you to elucidate or stick with silence. Mr. Justice, you did say you were accusing the witness just now for a crime other than murder. The reason? The court's all ears. I know he's guilty of something, but what crime other than murder is there? Do I have evidence that shows his involvement in some other crime? Your evidence. The court's all eyes, Mr. Justice. Show us evidence that points to the witness's involvement in a crime. Please, dog. The evidence is this. What? Is that women's underwear? Hey, those are mine. He's fidgeting. Don't look at me like that! Order, order, order! Mr. Stickler! While I can't say this comes as a shock. It's not what it seems. My Pythagoreans. What? On the night of the murder, just past 9 p.m., a young girl catches a panty snatcher red-handed. Bravely, she gives chase, but the snatcher flees and hides himself in no other place than the miraculous clinic garage. Aha! Incidentally, these panties were found in the exhaust pipe of the car there. Presumably, he was trying to hide the evidence of his crime. Ergo, while you may not be a murderer, you are guilty of panty snatching in the first degree. Please, hear me out. It's not what it looks like. Gross. Order, order, order! Mr. Stickler, you should be ashamed. It's not what it seems. Oh, I'm not doing all that, man. He's even got like a pink phone. Definitely a pervert. So, are we to understand that you were silenced not because you were guilty of murder, but because you lacked the courage to admit your theft of this girl's undergarments? Perhaps you're not aware that my school's name was originally written I-V. I stands for intelligent, and V stands for valiant. See? Your point? I'm not done. Now, I'm a major in the science department. And what does science teach, if not curiosity? Yes, we of the IVU Science Department are valiantly curious. No challenge is too daunting, and what greater challenge is science? Mystery. Come on, you're talking about a girl's panties here. No, you do not understand. A mystery is the unknown. The unknown is unacceptable. Oh. So he looks familiar because he was at one of her shows and she did the magic trick. And, my friends, when it comes to mysteries, those panties are the promising. From the moment I first laid eyes on them, I was compelled to investigate. For science. A full-sized car tire was only the first mystery those panties revealed. A tire? Yes, I saw her do it. She pulled a tire out of those panties. But that's not all. First, there was the tire, then a stew pot, and a frozen chicken. One mystery after another, it was magic. Oh, I remember now. He's one of the regulars in the audience at the Wonder Bar. Huh? He's talking about my magic panties trick. I just don't understand. A broom or a pair of panties? It mocks the very laws of physics. A broom and frozen chicken, truthy. Whatever happened to doves and bunny rabbits? Mr. Stickler, you stole this girl's panties to understand a magic trick. You say panties, but they're so much more than that. For me, they're an object for serious study. I wonder. There has been a recent rash of panty snatchings in the area. Were they all you? I'm sorry, but I did it for science. Each time I spied a pair of panties flapping in the breeze, maybe this would be the pair that would elucidate the mystery. Even that night as she chased me through the streets, I wept tears of joy. Perhaps this is the night that I will seize the truth that lies within those panties. Yet woe was I, for once again the lazy, heart-pounding truth stood. Okay. Still, that leaves one thing unexplained. You refer to our witness's other lie, yeah? The witness claimed he saw the crime from the south, but was in fact in the north. Indeed. Would anyone care to explain why he lied about that? Be my guest, or forehead. Me? Did I not hear you correctly? Did you not say you did not accuse the witness of murder? Why then did the witness lie about his location at the time of the shooting? Or have you no idea? Oh, there's something about the way the diagram is arranged right now. When you think about it, right near where Mr. Stickler was standing, isn't there a trash can? Well, Mr. Justice, what say you? Do you have any evidence to show why the witness lied about his location? I do, actually. Whoop! Those are definitely a Kitaki person's. The evidence that shows why he lied is this. What? More panties? How many panties are you carrying in your pocket, or forehead? These will last honest. These were found in a trash can at the park. Looking at the diagram, we can see that the trash can was right next to where the witness stood. Mr. Stickler, you didn't. Alas, I'm a failure as a scientist. I can't unravel the mysteries of the universe. I can't even unravel a pair of panties. So, these panties are your handiwork as well. That night, I had been chased, bound into the Marcus Clinic garage. Weeping in frustration, I was forced to abandon my prize. Don't you see how I felt? Believe me, I'd rather not. I hid in the garage for a short while. Then, abandoning the panties, I made for home. To avoid the office where the girl works, I went towards the south entrance. When I saw them hanging there on a clothesline by a giant mansion. A giant pair of panties. Apparently he didn't know those bloomers belonged to the mob. I had them, safe in my pocket, ready to take home, when I stumbled upon a murder. The murder of Dr. Maractus. I reported what I had seen, but as I waited for the police to arrive, I got scared. What if they searched me? That's when he disposed of the bloomers. Yes, it was a severe blow to the progress of sirens, but one that had to be borne. A fascinating, if disturbing, tale. I believe this brings today's proceedings to a close. And I'm more than pleased to dismiss the witness for the remainder of the trial. One last thing, if I might. Yes, Prosecutor Gavin. Regardless of where we ended today, some vital points were made. Namely, that the defendant Waki Kitaki was at the scene of the crime, and he was pointing a weapon at the victim. One more thing. Waki Kitaki has a clear motive. Indeed, the defendant Waki Kitaki is still the prime suspect in this case. The only suspect, in fact, assuming there was no one else on the scene at the time. Yet, a mystery remains. The location of the wound in the victim's right temple has yet to be explained. The court requests further investigation from both the defense and prosecution. Yeah, baby. No problem. Very well. This brings the trial for the day to a close. Court is adjourned. I'm actually going to end it right there. That was a pretty good ending point. I finished the first day of the trial. A really weird trial towards the end. This entire episode's just going to be talking about undergarments. I'm excited to see where this little level takes us, you know? I do think we are literally one investigation day, maybe two. I'm going to say one investigation day away from solving everything. That is my guess. Yep, anyways, see you in the next one. Let's solve this thing.